listening to KTMS News Talk 990. Stay tuned. Next up, David Charles Allen, Village Properties Realtor and host of The Hop. That's Home Ownership Podcast. We'll be here with the latest real estate updates.
Welcome to The Hop. This is David Charles Allen, Realtor of Village Properties, Santa Barbara, California, with my great friend and co-host, Patty Teal. I'm doing wonderful today, Patty. How you doing?
I'm doing well, David.
Good to hear. I mean, the weather's beautiful here. Feels like summer heat. The waves are here. Everyone's really enjoying being out at the beach. It's just a beautiful time to be in Santa Barbara right now.
Yeah, and I'm coming to you from Florida, out of the Naples-Fort Myers area. And it got warm last weekend where it was quite hot, only in the low 80s, but it was humid, so it felt pretty hot. But today I'm in a sweatshirt and it feels like it's about 45, 50 degrees outside. So we're having a cold front coming in. I like that too, though. I do enjoy having some seasons.
It is nice. I mean, Santa Barbara, you really get not too much of a break. When it gets down to 60s, it's like, oh my, everything's ending.
I'm so cold. I know. I do miss the great weather in Santa Barbara. I don't think there's anywhere that can beat it.
In terms of how the mortgage rates have been performing, so they have ticked up slightly. So 3.75 for 30-year fixed and 3.375 for jumbo 30 years. So again, not a huge uptick, but they are creeping a little bit further up since they're kind of consistent for the last several weeks.
Yeah, just so slowly creeping their way up there, aren't they?
Yeah. Like we're saying, hard to predict. A lot of people saying they're going to keep going higher. If they go too high or climb too fast, it's going to affect the market. But people are so motivated to kind of create something new that I don't see this much of a change affecting people. And besides price point, if you can't afford it, you can't buy a home. So that is making it difficult for some.
Gosh, it's been an interesting time when I think back to a few years ago before COVID struck, how that pricing in so many cities was so much lower. It's just amazing. And I don't know all the reasons why, but it seems like people started to really value their homes as well and want to be in a home. So there's a lot of psychological issues, not problems, not in that psychological issues, but a lot of things that people relate to in Home and Hearth, I think, and it made them realize how important that is.
Well, I think a lot of it, too, is like what we saw, even being in a rental, the rug could get pulled out from under you at any minute. And for having the difficulty to be living in a spot for so many years to all of a sudden needing to find something else. And home prices haven't just skyrocketed, but rentals have also skyrocketed. So it's tricky if you want to be able to have some stability. And that's what home ownership provides.
Absolutely. And as I said, before I moved to Florida, I was in the Sedona area and they have a similar issue. A lot of people work in the shops and it's a beautiful area, but the rentals have gone up so high that people can't afford to live there as compared to the amount of money they make working retail.
Yeah, Santa Barbara especially, it's really turned into a vacation destination even more than it was. So people, instead of renting it out year long, they're looking for those short-term 3-month rentals where they can charge significantly more. And that's not a fault to them by earning as much as they can, but it really takes away from people that are able to live here that may just want to live here and not be able to afford what's the prices right now.
Right. That is something
it changes the dynamic of the city.
It does. Mm-hmm. I agree.
So in terms of how the statistics in terms of new listings have came on, so we had 33 new listings, 7 price changes, 36 that closed, 27 that went pending, 1 that expired, and 4 that were coming soon. So slight buildup in the supply. Again, we're not getting that many new listings. 33 is a pretty low number to have. Still a lot of buyers out there. Seems to be a lot of demand and extremely, I can't believe we keep saying it, but yeah, extremely low supply yet again.
Mm-hmm. So, David, I wanted to tell you last week on Scam Squad, that's part of this show, Montecito Bank and Trust was on their fraud division, and they talked about real estate fraud, escrow fraud. And, with houses closing so quickly, sometimes within a couple of weeks, people are feeling very rushed. And there has been a slew of people who have gotten emails that are phony emails saying, wire your money here. And you can imagine what a terrible loss that can be.
Yeah, wire fraud is one of the most important things to let your clients know about. There's a whole form and disclosure about it, and it's said over and over again, do not trust any emails that are sent to you. They do such a good job of being able to disguise the email to make it look exactly right, but maybe there's a period off in the email address. So always double and triple check the email address that's sending it to you, that one you recognize, because they'll make it as close as possible. So you'll just look over it, and always call the escrow officer beforehand.
Oh, you're so wise, David. That's exactly what they said. Pick up the phone, because sometimes they'll come up with some excuse. Oh, the usual escrow officer is gone, so I'm taking over for them. And, something that you could believe, but it's such a large sum of money and it could just be disastrous.
Yeah, I think people are so excited about getting the home that they're playing into that, but they're overlooking something as simple as something not sounding right. But they're like, oh, I just want the home. I'm so excited. And it's terrible if that you end up falling into one of those situations, because that is a lot of money that you could potentially not get back. And it's very sad when that kind of stuff happens.
Oh, it's just devastating. So, David, we were talking about affordability, and I have a good friend that is living back in Santa Barbara. We actually didn't meet each other in Santa Barbara. We worked together at a retreat center in Sedona, and now she's back there again. And she's looking into city's affordable housing program where you can purchase a home affordably. Do you know anything about that?
There's a huge list of people on that. It can take years to be able to purchase a home in that way. It's kind of like a lottery when a home does come available in affordable housing. They just do a lottery and pick a name out of the hat, or
they do.
Down the list. You may see 2 become available every year.
So she could be in for a long wait.
Exactly.
Right.
It's just one of those situations where a lot of people need it and there's just not enough available for those people.
Well, let's get to the Fur Babies at Home, as I often say, my favorite segment of the Hop, because you have Bailey, your firstborn little doggy, and Jazz, the German Shepherd, and I almost forgot, Moose, the puppy, and Mango, DBA Oyster. How's everybody doing?
Everyone's doing really well. As you may imagine, Moose is a big, furry black dog, so he does not like the heat very well.
Oh, right.
He is a way more cold climate kind of dog, but everyone's doing great.
Oh, good. Does Moose swim in the ocean?
He likes to go in, but he hasn't swam yet. Tried putting in some ponds and some creeks, but they haven't been quite deep enough for him to swim out of. So he just kind of walks out right when he gets in.
My daughter was on a vacation with Riley, the golden retriever Riley, who I have watched before. And he was swimming out in the ocean, playing with this Doberman. I guess the Doberman was a puppy, and it just looked so beautiful. They both had one end of the stick. And she sent me a picture, and I'm like, oh, that just looks so beautiful. And then the next moment she goes, he's a beast. He bit the puppy. He jumped up on me and scratched me.
Oh, my
It's just like, I missed what happened a moment later, If he has something in his mouth and you try to get it from him, you're in trouble.
Yeah, our German Shepherd or Jasmine does that too.
My doggies are doing well. Still miss my little buddy, of course. Ollie got into the garbage the other day and he just looked so guilty. His ears were back, but I don't think he's guilty enough that he won't do it again if I don't keep it away from him.
Oh, no, Jasmine does that every day.
Every day.
If you leave the fridge unlocked or any food out or any food in the trash, you'll come home and she'll just be laying there with her ears back, just like looking at you so guilty. And then you're like, oh, she got into something.
My goodness. Yeah, they are funny. Yeah, I guess I had a pork chop in the garbage. It was kind of vacuum sealed. Came from Omaha Steak. Somebody sent it to me as a gift and it got old. I threw it away. But luckily he couldn't open the vacuum sealed package.
Oh, of course, right.
But I found that under the living room table. So.
Oh, wow. He tried.
He tried, yes. That was good. Anyway, David, it's always delightful to talk to you, get your opinion on things. If people want to call you to learn more about the real estate market, or if they have a house that they want to sell or they're looking to buy, how would they get a hold of you?
Yeah, my number is 805-617-9311. And my email is david@davidcharlesallen.com.
Oh, David, I really enjoyed it.
Let's give it a go next week, Patty. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.